Well, good afternoon, everybody, depending on what time you're watching this, but for me, it's good afternoon. We're here today to talk about the effects of traffic. So whether it's cart traffic, whether it's pull car traffic, or even just walking traffic from parking in the same spot around the green every time and everybody funneling over to the green in that area. So this particular area is on hole 15 if you don't recognize it. It's the green side bunker on the left of the hole. And over here is the tree, and I kind of point these out because what you can see is this area here, well, you don't see cart tracks in it, is really all a result of all the funneled traffic that comes in over here as they come down the fairway. So what I always tell everybody, and one of the great things that Steve has instituted here is a new member orientation. And the first thing I talk to people when we talk about what we would like them to do on the golf course is where they should go with their carts, pull carts, etc. And here with the driving carts, you know, I tell everybody just take the road less traveled, right? So just if you see nice grass, that's where you should go. I talk to all my employees about that, even when we were mowing greens, mowing fairways, anything we're doing. In other words, a good example would be right here. My guys are not allowed to drive in this area. To rake that bunker, they have to drive down from the cart path through the nicest grass, even if that means in a Bermuda grass fairway that looks gorgeous. Get over to the bunker. When they come out of the bunker, they go back around, even if it means going an extra 20 yards to eliminate the extra traffic that we get in some of these funneled areas, right? And so the easiest thing to do is just recognize where traffic gets funneled and avoid that if you can. So I watch many people. They'll hit approach shots from 150 yards away. Their ball is on the green, just short of the green, maybe a little right or left, or even in the bunker. And they will drive down the middle of the fairway, and they'll just kind of follow off like the proverbial lemming in the same spot where everybody else does. When really, if your balls are already up here and you're going to be parking somewhere around the green, why not just as soon as you've hit all those shots near the green, just drive straight back to the cart path, drive down the cart path, park in the logical spot around the green, walk down, and just eliminate any traffic that gets over and over and over again in the same location. And its proximity to the green should be some of the best turf we have. I'm still working on getting it better, but to me, green surrounds are one of the most important areas you can have around here. And I would include this in the green surround. It's close enough. And you know, you hit 2 long shots, you just hit it 500 yards. Now you're gonna have to chip off a dead grass with a clump of grass in front of it, trying to get close to the pin. So, you know, I'm not as good as some of you are, but I don't think most of us want to have to hit out of something like that. So this is just another, you know, we talked about it in bunkers and other things, but something you can do to make your course better, give you a better chance to have a better score on a regular basis. So now we're here with the pull cart part of our presentation. So some of this is fairly obvious, and I don't really see too many people doing it, but I'm just going to do a quick little part on sort of where you really need to avoid taking pull carts, and then some other areas where it really is helpful if you don't. So the obvious thing here is if you're coming up number 6 or any of the holes, we really don't want you pulling your pull cart up in these little narrow areas that funnel right between the green and a bunker, because pretty much everybody's going to end up following the same kind of trail I'm following, and that's going to put all this traffic. Now I know it doesn't seem like much, but you've got people with tour bags, and the carts have changed a lot. A lot of the electric pull carts are much heavier in and of themselves. So if you concentrate all that traffic in these little areas between bunkers and greens, you're gonna have a real hard time. I know this area on number 6, even in the 4 years I've been here, we've resodded much of this twice already. And we're trying to do some different things. First, trying to move traffic around. Second, change our irrigation practices, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we're trying to make this nicer because it's a really important area. A lot of balls end up here. You want to have a good lie when your ball misses the green by 8 feet, right? So that's an area where every hole that has a bunker and within close proximity to the green, we just want to stop that. We want to make sure we don't funnel that traffic into that spot. Now, I'm going to backtrack here because if you're not going to come through here, the logical place to go is going to be right before the bunker, which on most holes has lots of wide open space. But here on number 6, it kind of funnels you between this culvert pipe and this bunker. And so this is another one of those areas we've already resodded 2 times in the last 4 years, right? through no fault of any member, any player, this is by far the logical place to take it. But it's the kind of thing I point out just as a member, that you can go that one little extra step to make your golf course that much better. Because what, 190 yards from the blue tees, 200 and something from the gold tees, you know, I'd say 80% of the shots come in short of this green. So a lot of people are going to be right in this area. They're lucky enough not to trickle into the bunker. So if you're coming up, you've hit your ball on the green, or maybe you've hit it up short, if you just kind of look around and say, where do I not want to go? Where's an area that can be really crappy if we don't do what we have to take care of? Or maybe your ball is in that area and it's already in a bad lie because it's burned up, beat down from traffic during the summer. So, you know, it's 5, 6, 7 seconds extra to funnel off here, or even 10 yards back. If you're walking up, I don't think it really ends up being much further distance to walk. You just funnel straight over to the cart path just after the steep part of the hill. So, you know, if I come up over this way, I'm going to end up still right next to the green when I come up by the cart path. Park my cart. I haven't really added much in the way of distance or effort, but it's going to make a real big difference, because a lot of times the carts not only come up in that little split area, but they'll even stay in the grass over here. I know with golf shoes we wear out our spikes, but spikes are a lot cheaper than turf, and again, I sure as heck wouldn't want to have a bare lie with a clump of grass right next to it on a hillside that's caused from something that could be pretty easily controlled. Okay, so this is our last little bit on traffic, and this is probably the area that's the least concern, but I would still say everything's a concern when it comes to creating better conditions. So this is hole number 2, and I see a lot of people pull up and park the cart a little before the path goes around to the back of the green. They'll walk up to the green and back in kind of an area that's not so good, right? It's already gotten beat down by cart traffic. We're adding more traffic to it, and as we all talked about earlier, a lot of balls end up in this area, right? So we should, these areas that we can control or change the traffic patterns, you know, we can do it. All right, so here we are about to drive on to the back part of the green on number 2, and you know, you can park right as you came up next to the green around the back. I guess because of my crazy superintendent mentality, I'm always searching for just the nicest piece of grass, right? So a lot of people, you can actually see where they pull their carts a couple feet off the cart path, but that's a whole different discussion there. But you know, the grass is pretty nice back here still. If you pan out to the side, you can see that's real healthy grass. Might be 2 extra steps, but it'll still get you up to where your ball is on the green, around the green, and it will result in better lies for everybody that comes to play from anywhere around that green. So there's quite a few of the holes that have a multitude of different spots where you can park. So it all just comes down to that same simple thing I stated earlier, which is, you know, if we just always try and put our traffic through the healthiest looking, nicest grass. It's like that for a reason, and it can take that little bit more traffic, and the more we spread it out, the less we'll see any negative effects.